welcome back. Mangoes can reach about 100 feet tall. They don't normally reach that tall, but most of the time they get to about 50 to 60 feet if you leave them alone. I don't want that to happen. I like to be able to actually pick mangoes rather than having them fall from high up in the heavens and then explode on the ground to be eaten by bugs. So this tree here is going to get a little cleanup. And the first thing we're going to do is open up the center so the light comes through, which will help stimulate better fruit growth, and it'll help keep fungi from growing on the fruits and all that wonderful stuff. Lets the air through the middle, lets the sun through the middle. So I am right now trying to figure out which one of these limbs I'm going to take off, and I think I've got it figured out. This tree is about 15 feet tall right now, which is too tall to harvest well. You have to have a pole to harvest it, and I would rather hand harvest if possible, so I want to kind of take it down a bit at a time. I just finished reading a really good book by Anne Ralph called Grow a Little Fruit Tree, which is targeted at temperate North American, European gardeners. It's mostly stone fruits, some on citrus, apples, pears, that sort of thing. But what she talks about is keeping trees inside of a good reachable range. Excellent book. I'll put a link below in the description. But I love the idea, and I really don't like having to fight for fruit or climbing way out, you know, to try and pick them or knock them down with sticks, that sort of thing. So you can see it's kind of dark through the middle here. This limb right here is going back towards the center. So we don't want that. And I don't care that there's a little bit of fruit on this tree right now. There's actually an abandoned mango orchard just about a block from me. I can pick all the mangoes I want. So what I think I'm going to do is take this limb out completely and open some light up through the center. And hopefully we can get this to shoot back and grow out this way somewhat. We have one limb that's here right now. It's not the healthiest looking limb. It's been broken off before. So we may or may not have to deal with that. But I'm going to take this one right here, starting by cutting underneath first and then coming down from the top. Oh yeah. All right. We need to get more light out of the center. But that was mostly an unproductive branch. Yeah, there are mangoes on that side of it, it looks like, but only to the very outside. Maybe we'll make some green mango pie. Alright, so looking at it from the inside here, ideally you'd have the shape like this, where it's going out and it's within pickable range, or at least controlled. You know, at least you can get it with a short picker instead of having to get really tall. But we still don't have enough light coming through the center here. I would love to send this branch out, like make that a new branch going outwards and cut it right here. Can you see that? But as you see, there's a whole bunch of rot on the side right here. So this is not a good branch, even though it's nicely within picking range. It's actually a mess. So my next option, if I wanted to get really severe, would be to cut it right here. Because if I cut it right here, then this right here becomes my new fruiting area, which would be great because even my kids can pick this. I can pick it from shoulder level. That's great. However, that's a lot to take off of the tree all at once. And then I still have the issue of what do I do with all this over here. This side here is actually mostly pickable here. This should come down. I may take this top part of it here and leave this lower one. I'm not sure yet. But if this had been taken care of when it was smaller, so when it got to, you know, about this tall, it was cut at hip height and then it split. It looks like that was done here at some point. But once you make this initial cut and you get this baby going up, you need to start heading it back and cutting the tips so it stays within a reachable shape. This thing is really kind of a pain at this point, and there's still too much darkness coming through the center here to get these lower branches to grow and fruit. So what I think I'm going to do, instead of getting too extreme all at once, is I am going to take this center piece right here off and just take this one out of the middle, and then we'll get a look at the inside and we'll see what it looks like. This is a little risky. You want to cut from the bottom first, because you don't want it to split down and strip bark out of the side of the tree, because it'll make a big wound that does not heal well. You want to go from the bottom first and then from the top, and you don't want to flush cut it either. You don't want to just go flat up against the trunk, because that makes a wound that doesn't heal. There's a collar of cells around the edge that will heal up really nicely. There's a wasp nest right there. Oh, they're getting mad that I'm sawing. You can see now that the canopy is open. If you look up there, we've actually got an open canopy. Looks much, much better. However, I still don't like the shape of this tree. You know, I could just leave it right here and it would be more productive than if I had left it alone. However, I want to be able to hand pick it. So I think I'm going to go a little farther. I think I'm going to go a lot farther since I'm over here. And we're going to take this out right here, because it goes all the way up there to 15 feet or so. So I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to make this a branch that fruits, because I think this branch right here is a good one to go with. Oh, that is so beautiful. That is beautiful. And we didn't break our other one either. Good. You know, I could almost just leave that one. That one right there has is pickable. There we go. That's nice and open. By golly. Yeah. Alright, that's enough for today. I've got plenty of light in here now. I'll worry about this another day after we've harvested the rest of those. You know, you're not going to kill a tree most of the time by pruning it, unless it's a really huge tree and you cut it way down, or you cut it when it's really dry out or actively growing. You're the one that's in control. You get your trees under control, you'll be much happier with them long term. you'll be able to pick fruit and it won't be way out of reach. Well, thanks for watching, and until next time, may your thumbs always be green.